one of the things that we're seeing more and more of right now when it comes to cybersecurity is token theft. So a couple of principles to understand about the internet. One is that it's based around a concept called zero trust. So with zero trust, you don't have access to the data until you authenticate. So you have to provide a password. So I think we've all been there with older websites where it makes you log in all the time, right? Every time you go out there and do something, you've got to log in. And this is very frustrating to users. So what happens, and we've also all seen this, is that, you know, cookies or tokens of some form are dropped on our computer with some level of consent, and that keeps us logged in. We've probably seen those boxes, you know, do you want to remember this device for future logins, or do you accept cookies on this site, or do you want to stay logged in? So this is dropping a token onto the computer that says, okay, you know that concept about zero trust? Ignore that for the next 2 weeks because we've dropped this token. The password and everything has been authenticated once, and we're not going to hassle the user next time they come back to the site to log in. So once these tokens are on our computer, they can get stolen. So we might have compromise of the computer, or we might be going through an authentication process that has a man in the middle. So we've been tricked through a phishing email to be typing in our password into a website that's controlled by somebody else. And the token's not getting dropped on our computer, it's getting dropped on their computer. And now they have that token, and now they can use our email, our SharePoint. You know, they have access into our systems. So we're seeing this more and more. It's a much more sophisticated attack, and it usually has, you know, much greater implications because you know, they can get into our systems, they can get into our email, and they can set themselves up to be persistent in the system. So once they're in, they can start registering their devices as authorized devices. They can start setting up email forwarding rules, and this puts executives especially at risk, especially if those executives are using accounts that are both their working account and the administrative account, right? If they have both of those roles on their working account, you know, you give that token up to somebody, and now you've also given them administrative control. If you're the CEO or the CFO and you're also an IT administrator, have that role on your account. So executives really want to think about separating those roles and having a different username and password for administrative functions versus day-to-day work, so you don't get tricked into giving up the whole farm.